What's up everybody, this is Kevin Hansen. You're watching the Lawn Care Juggernaut. In this video we're going to be trimming the lower half of these bushes and also mowing the lawn. And as you can see, it was kind of raining that day, just more of a light sprinkle, enough to get everything damp and wet. So not enough to stop us, but enough to kind of cool us off. I'm not going to complain about it when it's like that. It's kind of nice. In the summertime you're begging for weather like this, and we're getting pretty close to that weather. As you can see, the Bermuda's starting to kick in. This is when they start to look pretty. I actually like Bermuda quite a bit. It's considered an ugly turf to a lot of people, and almost like a weed to people from the north. But here, it's a pretty good turf grass, and it mows really nice, and it grows like a weed. Having said that, compared to if you're up north, you are mowing a lot of cool season grasses, you may not have to edge every week. We have to edge every week with Bermuda, and as you can see, as you saw in the driveway there, it grows and cracks like crazy, so you have to stay up on that stuff. Now as we come into the backyard, you'll see that it's a pretty open plain. It's really easy to mow this one. You know, it's got this area that's mostly dirt back here. There was a tree over here. We cut that down, and I don't know, it was a few videos ago, so there'll be a link up to the top to that if you want to watch that video. It was kind of a sketchy one because it was so close to the wall and the wind was blowing towards the wall, so obviously I didn't want to just cut it at the base and take a risk of knocking down the wall. It would have cost me a lot of money. But this job is one of 3 that I do for this client in this neighborhood. I actually take care of his personal property as well as 2 other properties that he owns. I got the high quality upgraded stock racks. You guys gotta love that. Today's sponsor is Stock Racks. Buy them at your local trailer store. So while we're on the subject, I do want to let you guys know that I have planned to make a video talking about our setup and what all equipment we run on a daily basis, and tips and tricks on techniques on how we hit 32 lawns in one day and stuff like that, just so we can kind of run over our equipment. And then maybe in the future I can do an evolution of our equipment over the years, you know, kind of what we started out with, what we ran for a long time, and then now what we are, you know, as far as our setup goes, because our setup's changed quite a bit in the last year, in ways that I never thought it was going to actually change. You know, we brought on the 61. I didn't think I was going to run a larger mower with this type of lawns. I didn't like having more than one mower, and you know, we also got a new truck. Of course, I did think I was going to get a new truck. I didn't know what type of truck I was going to get, but I did know I was going to. And then I used to run a flatbed. Now we just have a regular truck bed. And then how I kind of plan on adjusting our setup for the future. All that said, I mean, it's really kind of coming together, and we're finally making a decent amount of income when we're out and about working. We have very good efficiency, and our route density is very well. The downside is we are actually working less than we kind of ever have. With the whole COVID thing, I'm not advertising like I normally would with door hangers and out and about, you know, putting my feet on the ground and getting advertising that way. So I am shifting to more of an online approach to kind of keep me from having that issue in the future. You know, not having enough work is kind of a problem, you know. So if we're taking what we did in a week and now we're doing it in 2 or 3 days, well, you know, it's one of those things where that's a situation that you're getting your money faster, but you're not getting any more money. So, I mean, really all you're cutting down on there is the actual labor expense. And for an employee, that's quite a problem. You don't want an employee to not have full time. So in this scenario, my employee is actually my brother. He's living with us, he's working with us, and you know, he understands and he sees what's going on. But you know, he's willing to understand and work with us, and he knows that I'm making adjustments. He sees what I'm doing behind the scenes to adjust as we move forward, so that we are not, I don't want to say slow, because we're not slow. We're knocking out as many lawns as we ever have, but James is getting to where he's efficient and his speed's the way I want it to be, that we are knocking out our lawns in like half the time. And then the other thing was we've got the new mower with the 61. Obviously we're mowing bigger lawns faster, so we've got some properties that are 20,000 square foot. We've actually got a few of them that are backed up to each other, so we're dealing with an acre lot there, and instead of having to mow that acre with a 36, now we're mowing it with a 61-inch mower. And it's, you know, one of those things where it's putting less fatigue on the body, and that also adjusts your time through the day as well, because if you're not getting a bunch of fatigue on your body, well, at the end of the day you're not as tired, and you can keep going a lot longer, and you can keep moving quicker a lot longer. Now, since we're trimming bushes in this, I want to go ahead and talk about that and how that plays into our schedule this year, because in the past you've heard me talk about how I did this before, and generally we would, you know, mow and trim the bushes at the same time because it cuts down on the amount of cleanup time and you're able to polish it up a little better. But I do want to say that, you know, last year we were so busy with the mowing and the painting business. By the way, with the painting business, I haven't even been pushing that because our main source of lead generation was door hangers. So I really slit my throat with that by not diversifying. Of course, I can use Facebook, and I've thought about doing that kind of stuff, but I'm putting my focus into lawn care at the moment so that we can generate enough revenue, and not necessarily enough revenue, but we need to generate, of course you want to have good revenue and you want to have good profit, but I do want to generate more hours. So now I don't want to generate more hours by dragging our feet, we just need more work. So one of the things we did when we were really full is we would actually block all of our trimmings together. So we would go through this whole neighborhood and the 4 around it in about a 2, sometimes 3 day segment where we did nothing but bush trimming. And so last year that was me pretty much solo while I had another guy actually working on painting jobs. So it was very chaotic, but I did all the mowing. And I did not mess with the bushes while I was doing the mowing. I just knocked out the mowing, and then I went and did the bushes, blocked them together. So I was doing that all day. I will say that is very tough on your body. For me, I think bush trimming is, it's not bad when they're smaller and you're messing with smaller trimmers, but the trimmers I'm using here, when you start messing with taller bushes, it starts really tearing up your shoulders and wearing you out. So that's something to kind of consider. Now, this year, since, like I said, we're not, I don't want to say we're slow, but we're not in any means at full capacity. You know, last year between the painting and all the mowing, we were definitely at full capacity, and we had one of our highest months, a record-breaking month, and you know, that was wonderful. Now we're going from that to this year, which is almost, I don't want to say like a recession, but we have tightened up on the amount of workload that we've done because our advertising source was cut off. We cut that off because I was concerned that, you know, people would have an issue. I don't want to build a bad reputation in these neighborhoods that I work a lot in. So, you know, it's one of those things, people can get online and they will absolutely gut you. So in the very beginning, I wasn't concerned about it. We were still dropping door hangers, and then I started feeling like, hey, there's a whole new thing going around in there. There's a whole shift with the way people are acting, and so I did cut it off just to be safe. Now I think that was a mistake. I definitely made a mistake on that because I feel like we could be easily at double capacity if we would have kept pushing the way we were pushing before. So it's not hard to keep momentum up, but it's definitely hard to rebuild momentum. So that's something we're going to do. I am rebuilding our marketing strategies and plans and what we're going to be doing across the board, and I'll be talking about that in the future on how we plan to expand. But last year I talked about how we had a $20,000 month in sales between lawn care and painting. I do want to say that our goal for next year is to get the lawn care up to $20,000 every month just off of mowing. So that's quite a bit of adjustment, but will not be an issue at all. I've already ran the numbers. It's completely possible with a 2-man crew and 1 truck. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Okay, so I didn't catch the last of that. Thought I had it going, but we mulched up the clippings in the yard, and I mean, that looks really good.